Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 7 of Building My Industrial Empire and EVE Online, or should I say, episode 1 EVE Offline. When the server will let me, I run incursion for money. So I'll give you my progress report for this week. The important stuff. What's my net worth? Boom! 1.7 billion ISK. I'm a virtual billionaire. So if you want all the detail here, I got 1.7 billion net worth. I still got 74 blueprint. So I didn't buy any blueprint this week. Same value. I just researched them a little bit, and I made a total of almost 15 million in trade profit. Mostly, well, two big reasons. I started doing incursion this week, so I didn't put as much time and effort into industry. And also, the server won't let me play half of the time. As you can see here, I have no chat, so I can't do much in game. So what happened? And the other thing you see here, this is a nice Vindicator that I bought. So what happened during this week? Week started very badly for me. I was running mission and I was pushing a little bit with my Brutix to try and kill the last one and get to loot stuff, and I pushed the envelope a little to the limit. I thought I was okay, and boom, I blew my Brutix. Well, lessons learned. That was a stupid debt. I could have avoided it. So anyway, and after that, what I did is I had my Hyperion ready. I just spent what was necessary as with my unassigned skill point to get all the skill needed, and I contacted Warp to me and started running incursion with them with my Hyperion starter battleship. And the money in incursion is completely crazy. Okay, it is. You see that gray little bar here? That's incursion. So that's the last 30 days, and there's only 3 days of incursion there. I make money running one incursion site. I make 28 million when I run one incursion site. That takes like 20 minutes maybe with the group. So the longest thing is getting into the queue, because there's a Warp to me. I have a queue system, so you basically got to wait your turn before you can join the group. But after that, you're basically spitting 30 million ISK every 20 minutes. So. I mean, it's not even funny the difference between the two activity for the amount of time investing, and also it is a lot more fun than just looking at rock and mining them. I've learned a lot of things. It's Warp to me is a really good organization. They tolerated my newbie-ishness, and they actually helped me learn a lot. I'd never flown in a fleet before, so I've learned how to align with gate, how to assign drone to somebody else, how to broadcast when I needed capacitor and shield, and like actually it's fun to play that social part and to fly in a fleet. Really worth it. I still like doing industry and producing my thing, but it's not the same thing. I mean, the incursion stuff is a lot more fun. And after about 3 days, I had like 1.4 billion in cash with my Hyperion, and then I decided that leeching was enough. So on the Warp to me, they got like Hyperion is a starter battleship, but the optimal battleship is a Vindicator. So I started training the skill for the Vindicator. I bought one and I started training the skill for it. Spent some unassigned skill point, and now I can fly my Vindicator, which is never used. Because What happened the third day was the DDoS attack and the server crash. And for the last 4 days, I've been mothball and doing basically nothing in game because I mean, I don't want to risk any expensive ship with that's the server problem right now. I mean, dying when I do something stupid, okay. Dying when I get disconnected, not as fun. And a lot of people from work to me lost some ship because of that. So there's no incursion that we're running for the last 4 days. They started running them again, but some people still have problem. Like me, I'm in North America, so depending on where you are, but the North American East Coast, we're still having problem with our chat server. Well, some people. So basically, I can't do much for now. So I'm just looking at my nice ship and eagerly waiting um, for a network issue to be solved so I can play again. Uh, where I bought the ship actually on contract, and that's one thing I wanted to show you guys. Uh, if you look at the contract here, my first reflex was actually buying a blueprint for the Vindicator and then building it myself. And if you look at the price here, uh, you can get the blueprint for for 550 million. And if you look at the price of a Vindicator here, uh, price is around like 700 point, well, 766 million, and there's a good volume, sell 20 or 30 a day, well, more than 20 a day. So you if you build one, you probably can sell it if you're not too greedy. uh, Now what I did is I calculated how much money I would make if I actually build the thing myself, and this is the material cost. Add to that the blueprint costs, which is if you buy the cheaper one. So you got like what's like the medium price is what, five 766. So you could save about 60 million building your own. And if you want to go, if you want like a nice little industry project, and you're starting out, dude, this, I mean, you can probably mine a lot of this stuff by the mega site and the Zydron and Noxium if you don't want to go in low sec to or can't find or anomaly. But you could probably go to GDUP, buy the Vindicator blueprint, build a Vindicator, and sell it, and you can clear a 60 million profit. But the thing is, right now when I'm running incursion, it's just not worth my time to do that, because I would need like at least 3-4 hours just to, well, no, well, let's say 3 hours just to go pile everything up, make the Jita run, come back and everything, to get 60 million value. Or I can just do incursion for that time and make a ton more money. So it's just not worth my time to do right now. And that's kind of the thing with every other industry that I'm doing. I mean, if I'm at the base and it doesn't take me any time and I can just launch the job and do something else, yeah, cool. And if it's just adjusting my market, I can do that in 5 minutes. So that's okay too. But anything that takes a long time, you got to calculate the value of your time, and if it is it efficiently invested. And there's a ton of competition on the T1 market, and incursion, I mean, worst case scenario, I've waited an hour in the queue to get to do it, and I started piling the cash afterwards. So yeah, I mean, right now I don't really see a value in investing too much time to keep running T1 industry. I mean, I will do it because I like it, but it's instead of being my main focus, at least for the next few weeks, it's becoming more of a sideline. It's like I said, it's like you're working at a 7-Eleven and you got the dream of owning the 7-Eleven company or buying your own store, and then you get a contract to the NBA. Well, you just quit the job at the 7-Eleven and go play basketball for real money. I mean, that's the way I see it. I mean, I cannot. It goes against the way I'm an achiever type gamer. I mean, for me, I want to get ahead and I want to make my character more powerful, richer, and if I can't, I mean, if there's a way that is like 100 times more efficient, I'll take it. That's as simple as that. Uh, so aside from that, is there anything? But don't be afraid, people that are following my channel for industry. The goal is still eventually to well, the goal is to build an industrial empire. So I got the feeling that when you get into higher tier industry and when you get like low sec or null sec station to build and process, and then you can make some good money. But with my current setup, it's not just happening. So I will run incursion for a while, and I'm not a guy that like to leech off people also. So that's the reason because I could have saved like the billion and continue with, it probably wouldn't have pushed me too much around if I would have stayed in my Hyperion. But I don't like to leech, and you're not really contributing to the fleet when you're in you're contributing, but minimally when you're in a starter battleship. As with, I will contribute a lot more with the Vindicator, and skill wise I'm starting to train to actually become good at the Vindicator to raise my DPS, so I can actually like I say, give back, because they basically helped me made a billion this week, so I want to give back to the fleet, and that's about it. So my plan for this week is, if the server eventually let me play, is to build a cache buffer. I mean, I will continue and upgrade my skill with the Vindicator. I want to build a cache buffer of at least a billion, so I'm a little more secure. And I will continue. I mean, the place where we're doing incursion is 23 system from my home base, so I can't, like, I'm not doing the round trip every night, so I'm using longer job on my industry. I'm using the opportunity to research blueprint that are longer to research, and those last like the 9 and putting material efficiency to 9 and 10, and so that I'm using the time to push those last part to get my perfect blueprint. So at least I'll have that done when I want to move further ahead. If I can split my time, I will try and still do industry for this week. But the goal is really, I mean, first goal is to get like a 1.5 billion cash buffer, and then I will probably be able to invest in bigger blueprints, like maybe a ship component or stuff like that. Also, the reason I didn't buy the Vindicator, I didn't build my Vindicator myself, aside from the time, because I mean I could use the time, because the only thing I can do right now is probably mine, because I mean I'm not risking much if I go do that. The the reason I didn't build it was because in the contract I found a fully fitted one for uh, 800 and 850 million. So that, I mean, it had everything. It rigs the T2 gun in it. So when I counted the cost of the component inside, it was worth it more than to actually build one myself. And if you see, I already have, like, I can't use my 2T guns yet, but I already have them. So I'm I'm able to I'll be able to equip them as soon as my skill is high enough. So anyway, that's about it. That's a short week for the episode, and I mean, not the week was actually 3 days because the rest of the week was waiting on the server to let me play. And I hope starting tomorrow or later tonight that I can play and do something. Or else, anyway, I'll give you an update to you guys tomorrow. Not tomorrow, next week. And I'll see you then. Bye bye.